Hello, cinephiles, movie lovers, movie holics, whatever you want to call yourselves today. This is episode 3 of Dr. Imstream's movie reviews. Today we're going to be talking about a movie named Weapons that was actually requested that I do a review on this movie. I said that if you want me to do a review, just send me a message or a comment, and if I think it's worthy of doing a review, then I'll do it. I watched this movie cold. I'd never seen anything about it. I just found it and turned it on. It was interesting. Yeah, I never got the horror bug. My both my brothers, they both definitely have it. I never really got it. Or it wasn't a body horror at all. But it did some good things and it did a lot of bad things. What it's about is in a really small town, in an elementary school, all the children in one specific class disappear except for one. One kid's left behind. And so it just leaves the whole community wondering what happened or what's behind it or who's behind it. Or they're really just in shambles because nothing makes sense. Why in one classroom alone? So they kind of start to blame the teacher, whether the teacher's behind it, who's behind it. You found out pretty quick that it's probably not the teacher. She's just as much in shambles as everybody else. But one of the really good things that this movie did, watch this scene. It has George Harrison's "Beware of the Darkness" in it, while all the kids are disappearing. It's kind of dark, so if you need to brighten up your phone, go ahead and do it. Check this out.
Take up your word for swingers, dropping all around you. The pain that often mingles, anything you take. Beware of darkness. Watch out now. Take up your word, greedy leaders. They take you where you should not go. While weeping at
All right. Well, Weapons was written and directed actually by Zach Krager. He was okay. I don't think he should quit his day job in writing anyway. It was kind of choppy. It's starring Julia Garner. You might have seen her in Ozark as like the trashy like lake rat girl with the blonde curly hair. It also has Josh Brolin in it. If you know me, I'm not a huge Josh Brolin fan. I think he's kind of weird, and I think he's kind of hit and miss. He's a good actor, don't get me wrong, but like his movies, you can't see a Josh Brolin movie and be like, "That's gonna be a good movie" because he chose to be in it. Like I said, like he was in Outer Ranges, and it was weird. I couldn't get into it. There's a lot of Josh Brolin movies I just can't get into. It also has Carrie Christopher in it, playing Alex Lilly, who is the one kid that's left behind. He did a really good job. There's also a narrator in it. The narrator is a little girl named Scarlett Cher who did a great job. She could just kind of helps add that extra bit of creepiness to it.
At 2:17 in the morning, every other kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, opened the front door, walked across the front yard and into the dark, and they never came back.
Because she's in the first part of it, and then she's in like the very last scene. Weapons walks in like a big dick in a locker room with all the confidence in the world, like it's going to change cinema forever, and then continues to trip over said dick for the next 2 hours straight. There was when I first watched this, I remember just thinking it just feels like there's so much missing, like just some things just weren't explained that needed to be. There were some characters that didn't even add to the plot at all. Weapons tries to sell you a mystery tension and something deeper going on, and you just spend most of the runtime trying to figure out if it was intentional or if the script was just stolen in the middle of filming and they just continued to film just out of spite. The writing is very committed to being mysterious, to the point where it forgets to be understandable, though. Like there's a scene where Archer, Josh Brolin's character, has a dream, and there might be some symbolism that I missed in this dream. I watched it 3 times. I don't know what it is, but basically just check this out. See if you can figure it out.
Wait.
One thing that this movie did very well, though, was the cinematography was great. Honestly, like this movie is visually gorgeous. It's perfect to me. I kind of wish the cinematographer would have been the director and the writer, because obviously I think it would have been better. They also shot this movie in chapters. Not chapters as in 1, 2, 3, but by character. Justine, Archer, Alex, and so on. And so you see a lot of these scenes overlap. You see these scenes twice, but from different angles, depending on which character you're following. That was a very creative thing to do. I love that. Quentin Tarantino does some of that, and I enjoy those kind of movies. There was a movie called Vantage Point that did the same thing, kind of. It was like 10 different characters surrounding the same tragedy that happened, and they all come together in the end. This, you kind of have to put it together in the end, but they overlap, and it makes for just pleasant watching, and you're always getting a different story. Like I said, some of these, like the cop Paul, and like his family issues with his in-laws or girlfriend's dad and mom, it doesn't play into the story at all. And it's like watch this scene. This doesn't add to the story whatsoever. It doesn't take away. If this would have never been shot, the movie would not have changed. Check this out.
Donna? Donna? No, I didn't. I didn't. I know you did. No, he said you weren't together. He's liar! You got him! Stop! I'm trying to be nice to you, and you got him drunk!
So Weapons is fraught with scenes that make you lean forward in your seat and be like, oh, all right, for all of this, here's the payoff. And then the movie just vibes on past you like it owes you money and insulted your mother. It never wants to see you again. This is one of those films where if you didn't like it, people are going to say, well, you just didn't understand it. No, I understood it just fine. I understood it tried to be profound and ended up being aggressively vague. Like, aggressively vague. This movie isn't deep. It's just hiding the answer. It's like someone giving you a box and then saying that the key is right next to the Heart of the Ocean necklace in Titanic in the bottom of the Atlantic. To me, a film like Weapons is what happens when a movie wants to be smart so badly it forgets to be watchable. And to me, I wouldn't watch it again. The jump scenes are very predictable. You know it's about to happen. Sometimes music comes in for no reason, and there's no payoff for it. It's just like they had some extra music clips, so they just like threw them in there randomly. But we can go to scorecards on this. Watch this last scene.
Oh my God! Whoops! Look what I
I did. Oh my goodness.
Why did you do that?
Well, it was an accident, of course. Wow, that's really bleeding.
Terry, go get the alcohol and the first aid kit.
Oh, no, that's nonsense. Could you get me a rag, sweetie?
Ah! I think she cut my hair. I'm calling 911. Marcus, I think she cut my hair. Marcus, what did she do?
Okay, on to the scorecards. With the directing, I give it a 6 out of 10. Because of the chapter thing, I love that. Directing, I like the chapters. They chose the cinematographer, so I mean, props to them for choosing the right guy. And you need to give your main characters vices, some kind of weakness, and they chose the right weakness. Archer can't get over his son's disappearance. He still sleeps in his son's room. In fact, you only see his wife once, and that's when she peeks in and says, "I'm going to work," and then closes the door. Justine, the main character, the teacher, is a alcoholic for sure, and turning worse. And Alex is just quiet and doesn't know how to take up for himself, but he's like 6. So, I mean, I don't really blame him for that. You can't really... This focuses heavily on the occult, so he's not going to know what to do. Writing, I was very nice. I gave it a 4 because it tried to be an interesting story. I think if it was done a little bit better and a little bit more flowy, and it kind of explained who and why some people are in the movie, then it would have been a good story. It tried a little too hard to be a horror flick that probably didn't need to be a horror flick. There's blood and gore, but it's very minimal, and it's like, somebody got ran over by a car and there's, blood and brain matter on the pavement. It's not like horror gore like Slasher or anything. The cast, I actually liked the cast. I wasn't a fan of Josh Brolin. Once again, I think this is just a miss for him. But Julia Garner did a phenomenal job. She's kind of a type character. Everything I've seen her in, she kind of plays the same kind of character. But she did a good job in this. The cinematography, though, my God. This movie was gorgeous, visually pleasing. I loved everything about it. It was top notch. I give that an 8 out of 10. So give that man a bag of popcorn. But overall, it's a 5 out of 5. I really wasn't a fan of this movie, and I hate to do this to movies, but some of them just deserve it. And sometimes whenever I see movies like this, it's just like, oh, fresh meat. So, thank you for joining me today. If you want to watch a movie to make fun of it, go watch Weapons. I know some people that actually liked the movie and said it was one of the best psychological thrillers. I think those people don't need to be doing movie reviews. All right, guys. Dr. Shroom out.